Palia just released patch 0.170 and some of you guys are getting that one thing you were begging for this patch. You can finally romance Hodari. Ever since the beginnings of Palia, people have been begging for and asking for the ability to romance him. There's so many posts asking, when are we going to be able to romance Hodari? Why isn't he romanceable? Just like anything related to being able to finally have the option to romance. Like, I feel like there was a post at least once a week on the Palia Reddit asking any of these questions. And now your prayers have been answered and you can finally romance him. Now let's get into everything you need before you can actually start the romance quest, because there are some requirements beforehand. Firstly, you have to finish the final quest of the Temple of the Waves, which is the Echoes of the Unknown. The second requirement is you have to be level 4 friendship with Najima. Yes, you have to be close to his daughter before you can get to him. It's just a requirement of him being a single dad. Honestly, this is probably one of the most realistic things they've done, like having to have a good relationship with his daughter before you get to romance him because he is so protective over her. I think it's a really realistic lore reason. I mean, the patch notes themselves say that the reason for this requirement is because he is a good dad. So that about wraps it up for Hodari, and they did include a little note as to the seafood lovers out there as to why they can't put that in just yet, is because there are some complicated lore reasons behind it, and there are a lot of speculations and theories I've heard which I don't really want to spoil in case some people haven't gotten there yet, but you can definitely find some in the lores tab discussion on the Palia Discord, so be sure to check that out if you're interested as to why they might not be able to do seafoods just yet. Alright, and now for what I think is the second most exciting thing in this patch. You can now actually open cabinets like they swing open, which I have been waiting for because I always wanted to place objects inside of them and we weren't able to do so before. You have no idea how many people I saw trying to glitch items into these cabinets because there was literally no way to do it otherwise. There were like so many like step-by-step tutorials, how to glitch items into this cabinet, how to glitch items into this display case, which I don't think they did it for display cases in this update, but you get what I mean. Overall, there's been a lot of people wanting to place items inside of these that they weren't able to before, and now I'm sure a ton of people will be happy for it. Speaking of quality of life updates, we now have more sorting options at the crafting table, which finally, because I'm so tired of scrolling down and looking for the Ravenwood furniture and then they're in like several different spots. So now we can sort by alphabetical order, never crafted before, ready to craft, as well as reverse alpha order. Another quality of life update that we also have now is that you can cancel a craft once you started it. So for example, if you put like a huge batch of some sort of item into one of your crafters, you can now actually cancel the item instead of having to wait the full duration. There's an X icon next to the timer that you can click on in order to cancel it. And now for the people who love putting a ton of stuff in their housing plot, now doors, hallways, porches all do not count towards the building limit. So people who love putting a lot of hallways and different porches around their house don't have to worry about that anymore, and you can continue to expand your house with more freedom now. I know a lot of people have been asking for this one quite a lot and were confused as to why they count towards a building limit, so I'm glad Singularity 6 listened to us on this one because it was a highly requested one out of all of the community. Now another quality of life update is that the fishing rod now has a faster casting animation. This one I really like because I do sometimes fish for long periods of time and I wish it would go a little bit faster, so this is a nice little update. If you don't like it, however, you can go to your settings to revert this change back to the slower speed. We are now finally getting proximity chat so you can talk to the people nearby instead of having to announce it to the entire server. So I'm really happy about this update because it is really useful and I have been wanting it for a long time along with lots of other people. In addition to this social thing, you can also now use flare arrows to be able to call out your location. So you can craft them now, and when you shoot them, they will shoot up into the air and it'll be easier to locate you. This is especially helpful for flow trees and Pilium ore nodes. I know a lot of people wanting at least a slightly better way to locate others. Even though this isn't a coordinate system, it's better than having nothing. For those who love parkour, they release an obstacle course in which you can access from the black market in Zeki's store, and it'll have some treasure chests containing Zeki coins as well as letters from lore around Palia, but they emphasize this as more of a fun opportunity rather than getting loot. Also, more Sunrise Valley items being added to this set in Zeki's shop, including a bookshelf, a knife set, a round table, and some lights. And finally, for the Halloween themed portion of this patch, there will be 3 new premium outfits, one being the vampiric style, a student style, and a sage style outfit. There is also a cash register now behind Xiao's shop, which you can purchase 9 different styles of pumpkins that you can use as decor anywhere on your plot. And that concludes everything for the 0.170 patch notes for Palia. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video or it helped you, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the new update for Palia, as I think this one is the best patch yet.